Fellow citizens, a month ago I announced my interest in the candidacy for the 2023 presidential elections under the ADC platform. I am overwhelmed by messages of support and prayers from well-wishers across the world and deeply grateful. Thank you. As a statesman and nation builder, I promised openness and honesty in all dealings with fellow citizens. In that tradition, today, I announce my decision to suspend my interest in the 2023 presidential race. Recent political developments have convinced me that northern cabals have hijacked the democratic and electoral process, such that no southern credible candidate can emerge unless on their terms. Nigeria is the only country where deception, imported, underage, and less productive population decide the fate of the country through flawed balloting. Our democracy is heavily abused. I therefore consider my efforts at 2023 elections a waste of time and resource. ADC has talented, accomplished, and youthful visionaries as presidential aspirants. I wish them well. I remain grateful to the ADC chairman, Chief Ralph Oke Nwosu, for his leadership and vision. Thank you, sir. As a statesman and Pan-Africanist, I love this country and my Igbo heritage dearly. Therefore, I humbly take this opportunity to invite political parties and their 2023 presidential candidates to study the press releases of NINAS. I am persuaded by the strength of the argument recommending that the 2023 elections be suspended and an interim government set up while a new progressive and uniting constitution is drafted, debated, and approved. The NINAS message is clear and simple. From all evidence available, President Buhari and his tribe are complicit in the insecurity currently happening in Nigeria. The 2023 elections will grant them more time in Aso Rock to fully implement their plan under the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. That is, illegally appropriate Nigeria lands and create their Fulani empire. To avoid this happening, Nigerians should insist on changing that constitution before any federal elections can take place. This is the message from NINAS. We need a peaceful, negotiated Nigeria. In its current state, Nigeria is not working for capable and productive indigenes and regions. To ignore the contents and warnings without thorough reflection may expose this nation and the indigenes to hell on earth. Paraphrasing Albert Einstein's popular quote, Nigeria will not be destroyed by those plotting evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. Bishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa once said, I quote, if you are neutral in a situation of injustice, it is because you have chosen the camp of the oppressor. Unquote. 2023 will be a make or break year for Nigeria. Southern and Middle Belt politicians and citizens must stand together to avert a looming catastrophe. All over the world, ancestral homelands are life treasures, bequeathed to and held in trust for future generations. So the energy, courage, and voices of the indigenous peoples of this nation must be galvanized to openly reject second-class citizenship, domination, and ethnic cleansing. Fellow citizens, Sri Lanka has just gone bankrupt and defaults on $51 billion external debt. Humanitarian crisis is unfolding with no food, no fuel, no medicine, and no power. How did Sri Lanka get here? Simple. Years of mismanagement, budget and trade deficits, expanded borrowing from China, policy favoring religious sect for loyalty, terror attacks, pandemic, currency devaluation, sharp fall in foreign direct investment, and record inflation. This is Nigeria's situation plain. The U.S. Council on Foreign Relations and Harvard Kennedy School are warning that Nigeria is at a point of no return, showing all signs of a failed state. Our sovereignty has been compromised by the federal government, and imported terrorists have decimated the peace, security, productivity, and economy of several parts of Nigeria. The country is heavily indebted, with over 90% of federal revenues devoted to servicing national debts. While progressive nations implement immigration policies designed to attract and retain scientists, doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs, Nigeria opened its borders to jihadists, cultures, and values responsible for the terrorism, ethnic cleansing, religious fanaticism, poverty, and over 20 years of instability haunting most countries of the Sahel region. The threshold for Nigeria's citizenship and identification has also been deceptively watered down. Now, while nations craft a unifying and progressive constitution, Nigeria operates and imposes an iniquitous document which creates the most powerful but clueless president in the world, renders indigents stateless, disarms indigents at the mercy of imported and heavily armed aliens, and stifles state and national competitiveness through exclusive lists. Yet, Nigerians remain silent and act hypnotized. Fellow Nigerians, hear me out. Only the truth and nothing but the truth can save the unity and promote the peace and prosperity of this nation. Since the 1960s to date, Northern presidents have ruled Nigeria 10 out of 16 times. That is 64% of the time. The North remains the poorest, with the highest illiteracy and ignorance rate, and the breeding ground for terrorism and political instability. Nigeria has never seen consistent progress under these or those leaderships. Vanguard March 11, 2014 testifies that, I quote, "Northern politicians and military leaders have been the bane of the North and Nigeria. They have grown fat at the expense of the poor, deliberately kept the Northerners poor, uneducated, ill-informed, and preferring to feed them from the crumbs falling from their table." Unquote. According to Einstein's theory of quantum insanity, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Today, in the words of Archbishop Kuka, our individual hearts are broken. Our family dreams are broken. Churches, mosques, infrastructure are broken. Our educational system is broken. Our children's lives and future are broken. Our economy is broken. Our energy system is broken. Our security system is broken. How long shall we fold our arms and watch clueless leaders decimate the progress and future of this nation in the name of democracy? For the sake of this and future generations, it is time to break this insane dominance of Nigeria political leadership by the cabals. You see, in the Nigerian civil service, a school cert holder cannot be a director. It is insane that a school cert holder can be the president of a nation like Nigeria. The leadership of Nigeria must be based on intellectual capacity, evidence of past achievements, justification of source of wealth, ability to manage diversity, and unquestionable loyalty to the indigenous peoples of our nation, not people of other countries. You see, I have listened to several presidential aspirants and their solutions to the Nigerian problems. I do have concerns. The current state of Nigeria is not all about inflation, subsidies, unemployment, economic paralysis, poverty, and insecurity. These are symptoms and warning signs. It is about a series of underlying forces that must be addressed by credible leadership with no blood in their hands and no allegiance to cabals. First, this nation is traumatized, harboring revenge, and yearns for urgent attention. This nation is crying for equity, justice, and meritocracy. This nation is fractured, and units are demanding resource control, freedom, and advancement at their own pace. You see, in today's Nigeria, there's no one that can be trusted. Not the police, not the army, not the politicians, not the neighbors, not the hotels, not the courts of law, not the Senate, not the House of Reps, and not even close relations. You see, future economic and political stability in this country hinges on guarantees that the ethnic cleansing and terrorism of the past 5 or more years stop indefinitely, and that indigenous people take control of their lands and ancestral forests. Under these conditions, fellow citizens, no Adam Smith economic theories or the tried, tested, and failed World Bank and IMF economics in Africa, or regurgitation of impressive comparative statistics, or 50 Nelson Mandelas and Lee Kuan Yews of this world can provide immediate and lasting relief. Second, terrorism is now a multi-billion naira industry in Nigeria today. Poverty also is an industry and a cash cow in our country. Ignorance and illiteracy are big business too, particularly in the north. Ethnic reconfiguration and dominance is now a do-or-die political agenda in this nation. Nigeria is being governed with strategic lies and deceptions. There are politicians, business people, economic hitmen, and external interests that are working to sustain terrorism, poverty, ignorance, and ethnic domination in our country. Nigerians need to wake up or die asleep. Third, within our state and federal governments, security and law enforcement agencies, Nigerian justice systems and civil service sector generally, and the media houses are sympathizers, agents, and financiers of clandestine agendas through terror, deception, and subversion. So you see, fellow countrymen, we need a new generation of fearless leaders with intellectual, emotional, and spiritual intelligence to command the trust and marshal the energy, courage, and sacrifice of the people towards a larger purpose. Build a strong and experienced Afroeconomics team. Compensate and return victims of ethnic cleansing to their ancestral lands. Restructure Nigeria for local and international competitiveness. Implement a progressive constitution. And build a new progressive nation based on justice, equity, meritocracy, and most importantly, commitment to supporting the weak and the destitute. So let me round up with this inspiring story of strategic and moral importance. One of the hallmarks of a great leader is the ability and willingness to go in search of excellence and to honor and promote good practice. Hence my mindset transformation documentary called In Search of Excellence for Africa. It is free and accessible on my YouTube channel. Fellow Nigerians, a week or more ago, ex-Governor Peter Obi gave out his daughter in marriage. No media advert frenzy. No private jets, no fanfare, no 7-star hotel services, no extravagant display of wealth. An extract from the social media reads, just imagine it were someone else with obese political stature and deep pocket. A former governor, chairman of banks, a multi-billionaire, and a presidential candidate. Imagine how the atmosphere would have been, unquote. The daughter too, though brought up and educated abroad, returned home to strengthen the Nigerian education sector. To me, this is humbling and worth emulating. It sends a powerful and exemplary message of leadership, discipline, accountability, responsibility, wealth creation and management, sacrifice and patriotism, which this nation needs desperately. I'm not here to promote Peter Obi and his presidential ambitions. However, we must not be afraid of recognizing, rewarding, and promoting excellence, an exemplary moral compass. no matter our differences. In so doing, we emancipate our mind from mental slavery, old habits, prejudices, and restrictive thought processes that chain our collective peace and progress. Thank you. Finally, fellow countrymen, I do not have a magic board to predict what state this nation will be come 2027. My prayer is that it remains stable, competitive, meritocratic, and with every trace of born-to-rule mentality, positively transformed. Whatever state, destiny, and leadership place Nigeria come 2027, be rest assured I'll be ready to lead and deliver economic growth, sustain peace, prosperity, and hope for generations to come. So to my supporters and Team Davidson 27, let's get cracking. God bless you all and bless our homeland. Ndị Igbo, onye ndị iro gbara gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche mgbe niile. Ndị Igbo, unu araha n'ụra. Ndewonu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless.